Hey, DBJ here. Um, I hate to say this, but I really don't see how a magic item shop would ever exist. Now, I will say, scrolls, potions, disposable trinkets and baubles. Yes, I can see that. But the magic item shop, your usual, let's go in and buy some magic armor, magic weapons, magic wands, rings, just does not make any sense. All right, now here's why I think it wouldn't make any sense. Let's get a shop owner that's evil. You can use your classic D&D evil alignments, and if these evil owns a shop, chances are they will be items that would never be useful, just plain straight up lie. Can make just as much money being a con artist as they would selling real items. Many of those items may even be cursed, knowing full well that the owners that had them before couldn't use them. Any items that were useful, an evil person would keep them for themselves. And lastly, why would they potentially sell something dangerous to an enemy? It would be like selling a crate full of AK-47s to a bunch of drunken thugs who brag about breaking into somebody's house and stealing their stuff. It would make no sense. All right, so let's say the shop owner is neutral, one of the neutral alignments. Okay, shop owner wants to make money. Well, in real life, we've got people who sell baubles and trinkets on QVC and HSN. And if it's just about making money, anybody can sell a potion, a ring, a ward against spirits, something that will drive away demons. Because once it's sold, how can you prove it works until it actually happens? So a ward against spirits, or against the undead, or against demons that kills the person could never come back to the shop owner. And then while the person is alive and feels that this item would work, they'd be fine. Also, we've got the same problem where you're selling potentially dangerous magic items to people they don't know. So the neutral shop owner is going to think, okay, well, it's either I'm selling something to an evil person who just as well could buy that +2 sword and turn it against me, or, hey, I'm selling something to a good person, which, sure, they could be doing that, maybe selling these items to the local church or ministry, but without knowing, if you're neutral, there's no way to prove that a quote-unquote good person is good, whether they claim to be or not. Also, a neutral person may not particularly want to find themselves in a political situation, say, supporting one side over another. If they support the goodly clerics and paladins, who's to say that the quote-unquote evil people who are backstabbers and liars and spies won't come after the shop owner for dealing with one side over the other? Okay, lastly, we've got a shop owner that's on a good alignment. I want to help people. The shop owner has powerful magic items. Why would they ever let those things into the hands of someone they consider to be evil? Without any ability to discern whether they're good or evil, they would never want those things in the hands of anyone they wouldn't trust. Also, you have the same situation. Selling something dangerous to someone that they are unsure of, that they're evil, they could easily be backstabbed. Just because someone is of a good alignment doesn't make them gullible. Also, they may not even be in it for the money. So, if they're good and they want to help people and they're selling these items, they could potentially be putting dangerous items onto the streets of the city or town in which they live, which would work against their alignment goals, which would be to help people. all of this is what I'm saying is that magic item shops wouldn't exist. And if the shop owner has the power to prevent theft, then there's a good chance they don't need the money as well. What would stop someone from breaking into their shop? Also, in these worlds, you have to think one legitimate shop owner, there's probably 10 that are selling snake oil. So if it's just a money thing, it'd just be easier to sell the snake oil than it would be to sell the real thing. Anyway, I do understand that the magic shop, I think due to magic items having a gold piece value, and for so many video games having this idea of, quote unquote, coming back from the dungeon, coming to the town, and being able to heal up, sell your items, get information, and go back out and do some more dungeon crawling. But let's think more logically about this. It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Even in a world where characters are playing epic level characters, that doesn't mean that every other person in the world is epic level as well. No one's holding on to these items. Now, of course, as always, I like to create more than destroy. So are there exceptions to this rule? Yes, there are. Holy orders of knights and nobles and paladins would most certainly hoard these items for use in combating evil and demons and things of that nature. So would a large holy church have these items in a vault in their basement? Yes. Would they pull these items out in a case of fighting off a great evil dragon that comes into town and hand this holy relic to its most noble of knights to defend the city? Sure. Could there be a wizard or a mage who's commissioned to build an item for someone, and this mage would say, yes, I will enchant this staff as long as you bring me back the scales of a dragon or something? Sure. I would go with that, yes. But overall, magical shops don't make any sense. Let me add to that magic crafting. I know Pathfinder has intricate rules on crafting magic items, and I'm not against it, but it kind of defeats the purpose for adventuring. Because if you look at the math, any king would realize that it's financially and more serviceable to just hire a whole bunch of wizards to craft magic items than to hire strangers to go raiding other people's homes to, on the off chance, have those people bring back the items you want them to take. The ratio of success versus would just not work out. They would just have these wizards crafting one magic item after the next and handing them out to his army, and of course some for his personal guard and for themselves, than they would hiring some random people to hopefully maybe find something that they think might be somewhere from this old map. The logistics just don't, it doesn't work. The economics of it doesn't work. Anyway, I know I'm poking a bunch of holes in something that's become a staple. I would just urge people to think a little more critically about that kind of thing, because it can really take a game and make it out of hand. You know, I've seen games ruin that way, and I've been part of them. I'm guilty of it, completely guilty of it. I've sold plenty of Staff of the Magi for, I don't know, what is it, like 125,000 gold pieces or something. It doesn't make any sense. I think that was like 2nd edition, maybe 1st edition AD&D. I'm really showing my age on this one. So let me finish creating and try to destroy this last couple of seconds on this vid. Thanks, guys.